Who remembers something Trump said a while back about federal land maybe opening it up where people could live on it? Yeah, could we see another Oklahoma land rush? Could we see another Homestead Act possibly happen in the future? You got to remember, there's not any more land available. All the land that's out there, somebody owns it, right? And the federal government owns a lot of land, a lot of it. Of course, you're going to have your people saying, "Well, that's federal land. It's for everybody. It should stay parks and things like that." One thing people that say that forget is a lot of the federal property, especially like let's just say the Smoky Mountains, people used to live there, and they come in and pushed them off of it and told them you can't homestead here, you can't live here anymore, right? We're taking it over. We're going to seize the land and make it federal land. That's the only way I could see ever having enough room for everybody, right? And then eventually you're going to be full on that one, right? Could we see another Homestead Act? I think we could. Is it going to be 160 acres? No, I'm thinking maybe you'd see more like 1, 2, 5 acre deals or something like that. You know, they're going to have to do something, right? Because what land that's out there, somebody already owns it. There's no more land available. And here in my area, we've seen property prices quadruple pretty much in the last few years. Growing up here, you could buy acre land for $500 or less, and then it went up to $1,000. Now it's around $8,000 to $12,000 an acre with nothing on it. And when I say nothing on it, I'm talking no power on it, no driveways into it, no septics, no anything. And it's because people from larger cities come in and buy the property, and most of them don't even come look at it, honestly. They just buy it sight unseen, and then that sets the precedent of what they can charge for property around here. You know, it's to the point now where if you live here and your family didn't leave you some property, you can't afford to buy property here. Just plain and simple, you can't afford to buy it. Now, do I think we would see some kind of federal land turn into homestead land in my lifetime? Probably not. Maybe my grandkids might be able to see something like that. You know, you're going to hear a lot of people say, well, we come in and we took the land from the Indians. We also took the land from the settlers. Like I said, the Smoky Mountains, right? They come in and booted people out. You can't live here. This is now federal land. It was a shock to them. And the people that always says we took the land from the Indians, let me say something. It might make you a little ill here. And, you know, I want you to listen to what I say. If you're one of those people that say that we stole the land from the Indians, you should go to any reservation right now with your deed to your property and just sign it over to them if you feel that convicted about it, because your land is stolen too. I mean, just go down there and hand it over to them. I'm sure they would accept it. That might not be popular, what I said right there, but that's just the way it is. If you're one of these people that post all the time on social media of how we stole the land and this and that, make it right. You know, go get your deed, your title to your property, and sign it over to them. Here where I live, there's no more available property, and what is out there, it's just absolutely at the point where you look at the prices and you go, really? Really? 10,000 acres for a swamp, or $10,000 for an acre in a swamp. That's what you want. And somebody will buy it because, like I said, there's no more land being made around here. What's there is there, and if you live here and your family didn't leave you a big old swat of land, you're going to struggle to try to find land, or you're going to have to pay a lot of money for it. A lot of money for it. You know, we've got property around us right now. It's 200 acres. 200 acres, and they're asking $1 million for it. And you're like, well, that's just $5,000 an acre. Yeah, it's because you're buying 200 acres. An average acre is going to cost anywhere from 8 to 12, and then you're going to have that much or more in it, putting septic tanks in, putting driveway in. You know, if you run power to it, you're pretty much going to be looking about $25,000-$30,000 an acre to get it ready to build on. That's just plain and simple how it is now. Growing up, the property my mom and dad bought, I remember they bought it for $500 an acre. You know, and of course where we lived, it was no old. The coal mines owned it, but they hadn't coal mined that area, right? They hadn't coal mined. But the strange thing about this, the area they had coal mined, my grandmother, where she grew up, become the coal mine, and it was an apple orchard when she was growing up. And now, you know, it's just, they reclaimed it. They come in and built ponds and things like that. But they come in, they strip mine in my area. That's how they coal mine, strip mining. But, you know, I don't think any more land's going to be made in America. I really don't. Could they open up some of the federal land? Yes, they could. Should they? I don't know, but I think that's one avenue they're going to have to seriously look into. They're going to have to seriously look into it. Now, how would it work, right? It's not going to be like the Oklahoma land grab, I don't think, where everybody lines up and runs out there and stakes a claim, right? Could be, but I don't think it's going to be no 160-acre homesteads. I think it's going to be an acre, 2 acres, something like that if they ever do it. Now, I highly doubt we ever see it in my lifetime, but my grandkids, they may see something similar to that. I don't know. We are having a mass die-off right now. I mean, I've told you in my area, there's people just dropping left and right here lately. But there's no more land to be had out there, and what land is available, you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay dearly for it, you know. And a lot of more people are trying to get into the off-grid lifestyle of living as far as they're wanting a homestead, right? But a lot of the people that want the homestead, they also want the internet, they want a little power, they want water and stuff like that. So it's just making prices even higher. I'm sure prices in your area, a lot of you, it's probably more expensive than mine. Here we average $8,000 to $12,000 an acre for nothing on it. If it already has something on it, you're going to pay $25,000 to $30,000 an acre, plain and simple. Now you can get a deal if you can afford to buy a huge swath, you know, like a 200 acres, you can get it for $5,000 an acre. But a lot of people, that's $1 million for that 200 acres, right? I don't even see very many large tracts like that come available anymore. It's usually like we see houses for sale, and it's the house and a half acre, a house and 3/4 an acre. It's not even an acre anymore. A lot of people may know what I'm talking about. You may see that in your area, but it would be something to see something like that, wouldn't it? Where the federal land opens up for people to settle on it. Then you're going to have people mad because that's recreational property, right? So, I don't know. It'd be something to see. Yeah, it ain't going to be no 160-acre Homestead Act or anything like that, but I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on it. The video's not over, but let me know your thoughts on it. Do you think we will ever see another Homestead Act here in America? That they'll open up the federal lands to let people start settling on it again? Like I said, you got to think the Smoky Mountains, a lot of people lived there. A lot of people lived there, and they pushed them out because the federal government wanted it. You have companies like TVA that would come in and they would build dams, right? Which helps the power grid. Well, they also have to relocate the people that lived in that area. So, I mean, everywhere you turn, somebody's taking something in America. Like I said about if you're that strongly that we stole the property or stole the land from the Indians, I'm sure they will more than welcome you bringing your title down there or deed down there and signing it over to them and giving it back to them. If you're not willing to do that, quit posting that kind of stuff. Plain and simple, right? Guys, keep your head on a swivel. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. Protect yourself and your family at all times. At that moment, you're the only person who can do it. Stay safe. Keep prepping. And let me know what property prices are in your area for a bare acre of land. Nothing on it. No utilities. No driveways. It's just woods or a field. Let me know the price of an acre in your area. Stay safe and keep prepping.